Think you're ready to buy a house? Think again. So you've probably saved up for the down payment, but what about the other costs? Yeah, you know, the stuff that sneaks up on you after you've already signed the contract and could cost you thousands. Let's talk about 8 hidden costs of buying a home that most people never see coming and see how you can avoid them. All right. So first up, buying a home is exciting, but it's also full of hidden expenses that can wreck your budget if you're not prepared. Most people think that once they've saved enough for the down payment, that they're in the clear. But that's just the beginning. If you want to avoid that moment when the extra bills start rolling in, stick around. Let's get into it. All right, so the first one's going to be closing costs. This can be up to 2.5% to 5% of the home's price. Everyone knows about closing costs, but few people actually budget for just how big that they can be. Between loan origination fees, appraisal fees, title insurance, attorney fees, you're looking at anywhere from 2 to 5% of the home's purchase price. So for example, if you're buying a $400,000 home, that's going to be an extra $8,000 to $20,000 due at closing. So one pro tip is you can ask the seller to cover some of those closing costs. It's negotiable, but the sellers may not agree. All right. So the second one is one that it's going to hit you every year, and it's usually more than you think. That's going to be property taxes. Those are going to be based on your home's value and the local tax rates. The tricky part of that is that they can increase over time if your home's value rises or if the local government decides to raise those rates. So for an example, if it's a $400,000 house at 1.5%, that's going to be $6,000 or an extra $500 a month. Pro tip for that is to research your local tax rates and ask if there's been any recent hikes before you buy. The third thing is going to be homeowners insurance. So yeah, you know you were going to need insurance, but maybe not exactly how much it would cost. The rates depend on where you live, the age of the home, and even the type of roof you have. And if you're in a flood zone or an area prone to hurricanes, like we are here on the coast, you're going to need extra cover, and it's not cheap. All right, so an example on that is that same $400,000 home could cost you $1,500 to $3,000 or more a year in insurance. Shop around and make sure that you compare your quotes before closing. And if you need it, ask me. I've got some amazing insurance providers we've worked with in the past. Now, another one that really stings is your mortgage insurance. If you put down less than 20% on your loan, most lenders will require PMI or private mortgage insurance, which protects them and not you. And that can cost anywhere from 0.5% to 1% of your loan amount annually. So on that same $400,000 house with a 10% down payment, it's going to be an extra $150 to $300 a month. So if you can't avoid PMI, go ahead and make sure you're planning to refinance once you've got that 20% equity. Now, maintenance repairs come in at number 5. So this is the one that's going to sneak up on you after you've moved in. Your HVAC goes out, $5,000 right there. Roof starts to leak, it's another $10,000. So a general rule of thumb is to budget 1% of your home's value annually for maintenance. So on our same example house, that's going to be an extra $4,000 a year. Now, pro tip is to set up a home maintenance fund so that you're not blindsided, and make sure you're putting money into it monthly. All right, coming in at number 6 is HOA fees or your homeowners association. So if you're moving into a fancy neighborhood, you might have an HOA. And monthly HOA fees can range from $50 to over $500 depending on the community. HOAs can also hit you for special assessments for big repairs like fixing a pool or the clubhouse. So if your HOA fee is $300 a month, that's an extra $3,600 a year. Make sure you're reading that HOA agreement carefully, especially the part about the special assessments. Coming in at number 7 is utilities and services. So the bigger the house, the bigger the bills. Water, electricity, and gas all increase with the square footage. And then there's trash pickup, recycling fees, internet, and cable costs. So an example 2,500 square foot home could easily rack up $400 to $700 a month in utilities. Ask the seller for their average utility cost before your buy so you're not guessing and trying to figure out what it's going to cost you. All right, and coming in at number 8 is going to be the moving costs because you need to move into the house. Movers, truck rentals, moving supplies can easily cost you $1,000 to $5,000. And then you're going to need the furniture, curtains, light fixtures, stuff that you don't think about until you move in. You know, that new furniture, couch, and dining table could cost you over $3,000. So pro tip is to go ahead and budget for your moving and furnishing, and it's never just the down payment for the house. So which one of these 8 hidden costs surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this helpful, please give me a follow, like, share, and look forward to seeing you in my next video.